In this podcast episode, Connor Tomlinson discusses the current state of young people, particularly Gen Z, and the challenges they face in today's society. He highlights the impact of algorithmic trends and grievance narratives on shaping their political attitudes, especially the divide between men and women. He points out that the lack of authentic male role models and the absence of fathers in many households contribute to young men's struggle to understand and embrace masculinity. Tomlinson emphasizes the role of social media in shaping Gen Z's experiences and identities, noting that many young people curate their online experiences, leading to a polarization in political beliefs and cultural values. He discusses the influence of subcultures, such as Tumblr gender ideologies and traditionalist revivalism, on shaping young people's political identities. Tomlinson delves into the consequences of a society where men are increasingly demonized and lack guidance on how to navigate their masculinity. He highlights the rise of resentment-driven ideologies, such as red pill podcasts and feminist narratives, as coping mechanisms for men who feel marginalized and misunderstood. He warns against the dangers of falling into these toxic ideologies and emphasizes the importance of reclaiming a healthy and responsible form of masculinity. Tomlinson explores the broader societal implications of the current cultural landscape, including the erosion of traditional gender dynamics and the commodification of relationships. He discusses the impact of technology, social media, and pharmaceuticals on shaping human experiences and desires, leading to a society where individuals are disconnected from reality and constantly seeking instant gratification. He raises concerns about the potential consequences of a society where individuals can create their own subjective realities through technology, leading to a lack of social cohesion and empathy. He discusses the implications of expanding LGBTQ rights and identities, pointing out the intersection of technology, identity politics, and social validation in shaping modern society. Tomlinson delves into the concept of positive rights, particularly in the context of asexuality and the demand for recognition and affirmation. He discusses the implications of claiming rights to validation and privilege based on individual identities and desires, highlighting the societal shift towards a post-scarcity economy where social currency and validation hold significant value. Tomlinson points out that the housing crisis and rising cost of living are major obstacles for young people looking to start families. With wages stagnating since the 1970s and house prices skyrocketing, many individuals find themselves unable to afford stable housing or support a family on a single income. Mass immigration further exacerbates the housing shortage, putting additional strain on the economy and limiting opportunities for native British families. Tomlinson discusses how the boomer generation's pursuit of freedom and individualism has led to a lack of shared cultural values and reference points for Gen Z. The shift towards atomistic freedom and consumerism has left many young people feeling disconnected from their roots and struggling to find meaning in their lives. The prevalence of digital distractions, such as smartphones and social media, has also contributed to a decline in concentration spans and interpersonal skills among Gen Z individuals. Tomlinson highlights the negative effects of institutional care on children's development, particularly in terms of separation anxiety and attachment styles. He explains how early separation from parents, often due to the need for both parents to work, can lead to long-term anxiety disorders and insecure attachment patterns. This lack of secure attachment can contribute to feelings of disconnection and alienation from society. Tomlinson emphasizes the importance of parents acting as cultural custodians and providing a stable foundation for their children. He criticizes the trend of outsourcing childcare to institutions and the impact it has on children's emotional well-being and sense of belonging. By relinquishing their duty to instill cultural values and traditions in their children, parents risk creating a generation that feels disconnected and resentful towards society. Tomlinson argues that focusing on incentives and material pressures is crucial in understanding the challenges faced by Gen Z. He suggests that the current generation is not motivated solely by ideas, but by practical concerns such as housing, employment, and financial stability. By addressing these material pressures and reevaluating societal incentives, there is potential to re-engage young people with their cultural heritage and foster a sense of belonging and purpose. Tomlinson critiques liberalism and democracy, arguing that the current systems are failing to address the needs and concerns of the younger generation. He points out that the prevailing paradigm of individual consumerism under liberalism does not account for the unique challenges faced by children and young adults. He highlights the need for cultural safeguards to protect and guide children towards becoming responsible citizens. Tomlinson discusses the role of government in addressing social issues, particularly concerning the regulation of technology and online content. He argues that companies are profiting off the impressionable minds of children and inducing anxieties, leading to the need for government intervention to protect young individuals from harmful influences. He also criticizes the government's response to issues such as online pornography and social media, emphasizing the need for more competent governance to address these challenges effectively. Tomlinson predicts a rise in populism and authoritarianism among the younger generation as a response to the perceived failures of the current political and social systems. He highlights the appeal of strong leaders who can circumvent traditional democratic processes and address existential threats effectively. He discusses the potential for a shift towards more authoritarian governance as a reaction to the perceived ineffectiveness of liberal democracy. Tomlinson acknowledges the changing media landscape and the declining influence of traditional establishment media. He suggests that the rise of influencers and alternative media platforms could challenge the control of the narrative by the establishment, leading to greater transparency and accountability in politics. However, he also warns that the elite may seek to control the means of information production to maintain their power and influence. Tomlinson emphasizes the growing generational divide between boomers and zoomers, driven by differing views on the effectiveness of the current system and the responsibilities of each generation. He highlights the resentment building among the younger generation towards older individuals who they perceive as benefiting from the system without considering the long-term implications for younger individuals. He suggests that addressing this generational gap is crucial for fostering social cohesion and political stability.